says me to the peak. Without no regret, you got no love. Without no love, you got no regret. Without no regret, you got no love. A melody where I belong in this life. And the melody of my escape, vibration on my soul, it sends me to the peak. Can't we find any light without the music around? There will always be one love online. Without no love, you got no regret. Without no regret, you got no love. A melody See, the only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for me. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan.
Last year I thought about how things can come around just like that if everyone is here to celebrate one day. We have our ups and downs, but when there's love there's always a way. And oh, this time of year we come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. This year I'll think about how I'm so lucky to have a place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way.
Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. We're here for another morning show. I hope you enjoyed the little bit of music to start your day off in the right way and to start the show off. That's not going to happen every time. I just wanted to test some things out, see what YouTube like, see what YouTube does like. But we are actually here now, and we're going to talk about some things. We're going to talk about Henderson, really, and the comments he's made and the fixture pile-up we're about to get if we were to postpone games voluntarily. As I said, we must do this on a game by game basis. But big up to Cop in the chat. 5 minutes of this. Well, I was hoping you enjoy the music. If you didn't enjoy the music, then boy, we've got to sort that out, Cop. We have got to sort that out. Kelleher is a fucking beast. What a legend. Taki is a legend. Diego is a legend. And fuck Leicester. But yes, Cop also says he loves the intro, which is here. It is good to hear. But we're going to be talking about player welfare today, because I know I've done this before. I know I've moaned about player welfare before and said, look, something needs to be done. And I completely agree with Henderson. Something does need to be done. You don't need to be looking at the Premier League. The Premier League is not the problem. Not when it comes to, you know, getting fixtures done and getting these games in, because really at the end of the day, we have to be looking at UEFA. We have to be looking at FIFA, because they are the two organisations that have really, 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 really put player welfare at risk. And we're going to be talking mainly about them. But we are going to be talking about his comments because, of course, you know, he's the captain of Liverpool Football Club. Of course, he's going to have a main view. He's going to be quite influential when it comes to talking to other captains as well. So we're going to be speaking a lot about that. And yes, sorry, I was just reading something from the Telegraph that Stephen Gerrard has said. But yes, yes, Niall, big up to Tyler. Henderson is absolutely correct when he says that FIFA don't care about player welfare. Well, he's not really gone for just FIFA. I'm going for FIFA. He's not really, really doing that. And yes, Tyler, absolutely. So what sort of been said? Well, they obviously had that meeting, didn't they? The Premier League, the clubs going, look, what do we do? Because ultimately there was that issue around, do you postpone a game? Do you take a game out? How do you deal with this? And ultimately, you couldn't really postpone any games because, as I said in a couple of days ago, we've only got 2 free. We've only got 2 that are free to really put anything in, right? So we've only got the 2. It makes it very difficult. Now, there are ways that we could help alleviate the pressure on the fixtures. I think the first thing we could do is make the Carabao Cup second legs one-legged ties. Play them at Manchester and, I don't know, the Etihad. Keep it both in Manchester, neither Manchester club in the semi-final. You could just do that. Just chuck them in there, or make them play at Wembley. You know, that would be quite a disadvantage for... I mean, it's a disadvantage. Do you know what? Chuck them both in Plymouth Argyle. There you go. Make everyone travel down to the southwest. Chuck them in Home Park and we'll do it. But ultimately, on a serious level, we do need to reduce that game down to one-legged. You can't make them play 2 legs. Not when we've already got so much we need to try and cram in to this. Look at City extra on Twitter. Haaland going to City. Nothing has been confirmed, Brandon. I'll look at it, but nothing has been confirmed. I can guarantee you that, because I do follow City Extra. I do follow them. Can categorically tell you, Man City are ready to pay Erling Haaland. So basically what they've said is you're willing to pay the release clause, which means that you could be in for Haaland. Right? That doesn't mean that Haaland is going to City. There are other clubs other than Manchester City. Some are bigger. Real Madrid, Barcelona, most. And we've just seen that one from Klopp. Don't mean it's necessarily true. Well, no, I can't believe City are ready. I can believe that. They have the money. And they need a forward. I can imagine Manchester City are ready to pay £75 million, you know, which is the equivalent of probably around £69 million or 67 over in Great British pound, which, to be fair, is around about, I think, City's most expensive transfer. They've never broken the bank on too many transfers, so I can believe it. I really, really can. Doesn't mean that you'll get him. I mean, Real Madrid are a bigger club than Manchester City, factos. Barcelona have just sorted out or they've sorted out their debt by consolidating in a bank loan, but you know they could potentially be available as well. Manchester United, I wouldn't say they're a bigger club, but I don't know if they're more attractive proposition. So there's going to be a lot of clubs in for Erling Haaland, not just City. Nothing is confirmed. Nothing is true. The only thing that we can confirm today is that I woke up, I had Weetos for breakfast, I've had a coffee, and my head ain't banging. So all is positive. Those are the things we can confirm. So yeah, the top goal scorer award in the Copa America will now be known as the Kun Aguero Award. AFA President Claudio Tapia has announced via City chief. Do you know, big up to him. Big up to him. I mean, he'll get recognised. We won't recognise him in that way, I don't think, because, you know, if that was the case, we have to call the top goal scorer thing Alan Shearer Award or something, or the Thierry Henry Award. I think Shearer might have got more goals though. So yeah, we wouldn't recognise him in such a way. But look, it was an incredible one. Madrid are after Mbappe. They are, but they could afford both. This is Real Madrid we're talking about. They have money coming out of their asshole. You know, they do. I don't want to be rude about it, but they do. Real Madrid have money coming out of every known hole to humanity. I mean, they have money. Trust me, they can afford. And also, don't forget, Mbappe's free. Mbappe, they can be getting on a pre-contract in less than 8 days' time. They could literally, on the 1st of January, walk up to Kylian Mbappe and go, here's a pre-contract. Join us in the summer. Completely free of charge. Of course, the wages are going to be quite big, but, you know, Real Madrid have probably got enough to cover wages of both of these players and a transfer fee. I mean, that don't rule Real Madrid out. I wouldn't, for anyone sitting there ruling Real Madrid out of getting Haaland. I mean, yeah, Mbappe will be good for Madrid. Mark my words. Bookmarked. But you did say my worlds. How many worlds do you have, Tyler? 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 will be good to go. Tyler, are you drunk, mate? I swear, Mbappe will go. Oh, we'll go to. Yeah, right. There we go. There's Tyler giving me mental gymnastics today. At 10:15 in the morning, much appreciated, mate. But now let's morning, Baldy. Thank you, Munzy. Morning, Munzy. I don't think you have much more hair. Now I'm tired. Just woke up. I woke up at 8:30. I did stay in bed a little longer today. I did have a few beers last night, so you know, I thought I'd let me hair down, literally. Thanks to Kelleher. I am drunk too, though, thanks to Kelleher. Well, you shouldn't be drunk at fucking 10:15 in the morning. You should be having a hangover, not drunk. Fucking hell, mate. I'm nearly 40, mate. Well, you know, sometimes they can't help the best of us, can it? Anyway, I've never liked having too much hair. It just gets in the way. At least this way, I don't have to sort my hair out in the morning. Trust me, don't have to. Matt says, morning, Matthew. How are we doing? Something exciting between the channel and Matt, hopefully in March. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Tyler says, I'm still in bed now. Fuck you now. Lazy bastard. I was thinking I could just broadcast from my bed, but that would be one sight that no one needs to see. Morning, Riley. Morning. I'm literally struggling to type. Cop, you always seem to struggle to type. It's just your inner DNA, I guess. But no, let's move on, because Cop is apparently drunk at 10:15 in the morning. Alcoholics Anonymous is available whenever you need to go get some help. I don't even think a child gets drunk at 10:15. In fact, the only time it's actually acceptable to get drunk at 10:15 in the morning is Christmas Day, to which I will be intending to be quite drunk by that time. That's why I don't have mine too long. Nah. I just, it's a lot of people. You see a lot of a lot of people going, "Oh, got to sort my hair out, got to pick an outfit." Nah, none of that crap. Just shave your hair off and get on with life. Just do the things that make you enjoyable, like shagging Kim Kardashian or whatever floats your boat. Or for Cop, shagging CaoimhinKelleher, which is clearly his now new idol. I woke up at 6:30. 6:30. I was definitely in bed by that time, or still in that time. But what has Hendo said? So let's talk a little bit about what Hendo has said. He said, "I don't think people can appreciate how intense it is until you actually see it firsthand. Football to us is everything, and we want to be able to perform at the highest level every time we set foot onto the pitch. And unfortunately, in this period, that is difficult to do that. That has been like this for a few years now, and it's been difficult. But then on top of that, you chuck in COVID, and it becomes even harder and even worse. I'm concerned that nobody really takes player welfare seriously. I think decisions get made. Of course, we want to play as footballers. We want to get out there and play. But I am worried about player welfare, and I don't think anybody takes it seriously enough, especially in this period when COVID is here. We will try to have conversations in the background and try to have some sort of influence going forward. But in the minute, I don't feel players get the respect they deserve in terms of having somebody be able to speak for them independently and having that power to say, actually, this isn't right for player welfare." Those comments, we're going to have to probably break those comments down in quite a bit. The fact that obviously also Antonio Conte and Jurgen Klopp also have called for the Carabao Cup semi-finals to be one-legged, I can understand that. I also think for Antonio Conte, that is a little bit of I think that one is a little bit out. Also, it's a bit easier for Conte because his team have just got Chelsea, and I feel under one leg, Conte and Spurs have a better chance of beating Chelsea than if they were to do it under two legs. We've always said under two legs, the better team should always come out on top. Not always true, but 9 out of 10 times they should. For Antonio Conte, if he can get it to a one leg, he's got to just beat Chelsea over one set of 90 minutes, which I'm sure he could probably do that. Antonio Conte being a great manager. So we'll see about that. Jurgen has always moaned about the fixtures. Always. I respect Jurgen, but he's a moaning little baby. He's a moaning little baby. It's 2 legs now. I know it's 2 legs for him, but Conte and Klopp are arguing to try and get to 2 legs. So that's what I was saying. I know it's a 2-legged semi-final. I know this. But I'm just saying that Jurgen Klopp and Antonio Conte are trying to make it 1 leg. Well, 1-legged for football. I believe both of them still have their legs intact. But in terms of and actually before I start, Liverpool have always, and a lot of it's always come Jurgen, but it's no surprise to see Henderson now piping up because whilst a lot of clubs get on with it, because the thing is, the Christmas period has always been busy, but surely this is one of the reasons why every team has a squad, right? You have a squad of players. I think you've got a squad of 25, right? This is why you do this, right? Because of this exact reason, right? Because, sometimes over the Christmas period, you have to play 3 or 4 games or 3 games in 1 week. That is not unusual. It's been going on for years. I mean, back in the day, I'm pretty sure they used to play Christmas Day and Boxing Day. So they didn't even get a day off. I know, obviously, things have changed a lot since then. But the thing is, we have always had a busy Christmas schedule. Not every team, not every, club has that, well, not every league has that mid-season break, do they? A winter break. No, I know they have it in Germany. I'm pretty sure they have it in La Liga as well. But over here, we've never had that. And nor do I think we would, because for a lot of other nations, football isn't really the thing that is the known in terms of Christmas. Over here, football and Christmas, well, that's like, men not getting Lynx box sets from their grandmothers or their mothers. It's like people not getting socks for Christmas. It would be unusual. It would be unheard of. It'd be like you not getting drunk and then having a massive argument with your family over some little small issue. Like, these are the things that make the British Christmas just normal, right? And I feel that some people have wanted to influence their culture onto us. And this is a very controversial subject as it is. And I don't want it to get political, but I have always felt that a lot of the foreign managers, and again, I have a huge amount of respect for Jurgen and for a lot of them. But I do feel that they come over here and they're sort of like trying to change the way we do things. And ultimately, I don't think that's right. I think, you know, I've always said this, get on with it, deal with it. You've got a squad of 25. If not all the players are good enough, that's your problem, right? That's not our problem, right? You know, Plymouth Argyle have to play exactly the same, but with a fraction of the players and a fraction of the sort of fitness and the health cares and all of that. So, you know, my pity for Jurgen is very limited. My pity for Liverpool is very limited. Is there things we can do? Yes, but I don't think attacking the British way of doing it is quite the right way, because I don't think the Premier League has been the problem, right? The Premier League is a 20-team league. You play 38 games. You play the FA Cup and the League Cup, although most of these managers would not disrespect the Carabao Cup, but they would fully rotate in the Carabao Cup, right? Fully rotate, right? So they don't even have their main stars really playing that. Not often anyway. You don't really see Mo Salah rocking it up at Anfield in the Carabao Cup, do you? Especially you didn't see it last night. And you didn't see it against Norwich, and who else did Liverpool play? I can't remember. But you don't see it often. That's the point I'm trying to make. So you essentially play Champions League, and you essentially play the Premier League, and that's the first half, because, as I said, the main stars don't play the up, right? So you've essentially got however many games, you know, Preston, that's the team. I'm almost certain Salah didn't play against Preston. So for me, you have them playing the 19 Premier League games, and they don't play all of them, I'm sure. If they do, that seems like a Jurgen problem to a me problem, or a different manager problem to a me problem. I can't blame it all on Jurgen. And then they play the 4 or 5, 6 Champions League games, which, you know, obviously has the money in, as Jurgen politely told us. So you have got that. So let's work that out. So you start the season in August. So you got August, September, October, November, December. So you got 5 months. You've got 5 months to fit in. Boy, oh boy, quick maths is not always my strong point. 25 games in 5 months. 5 months. So it's four per week. 4 per week. No, not 4 per week. Fucking hell, 4 per month. Let's say Premier League games. So that's... Yeah, and then you got a couple of midweeks. Yeah, so you're pretty much playing every 3 days, right? Has always been the way. Obviously, if you're not in Europe, you're not playing that often, but you're probably playing a bit more of a full strength side in the Carabao Cup. But we've always said, if you're also in the Champions League, you've got more money. Therefore, you can buy better players, which means your squad depth should be better, which means, against some of the lesser teams, you should be able to rotate a little bit better and be able to do that. So, quick maths there. For anyone currently laughing their head off, yes, I did try doing quick maths, and it was a joke. But you've got that, and then obviously in the second half of the season, you've got the Champions League that comes back up, and if you get to the final, obviously you've got 2, 4, 6, 7 games, right? Of course, it's a bitch and it's annoying, but again, you have these players, you have these squads. You've got FA Cup as well. And then you've got the Premier League. So That's a full season for us. Now, I don't really see the big problem. I really don't. I really don't see a big problem. Right? You've got the squads to sort of. You should have the squads cover this. And of course, COVID right now is causing a major issue. But, and there's a but, there is always a but. If we were to just go, do you know what, Jordan? You are absolutely right. We'll take away match day 20, right? So for United, that would be taken away Burnley. For Chelsea City, that's taken away Chelsea, and vice versa, I think. We could do that easily. Not a problem. When are we playing it? Anyone any ideas? Because you've already used up Liverpool, not so much, but most teams probably about 80 to 60 to 70, 80% of teams have already used up their 2-3 midweek games because of previous fixture postponements. So where do you want to play these? Because there's no other midweeks. They've all been taken up. Now, of course, some will get away with it because some won't be in Europe, or some wouldn't have had 2 games postponed. Some would only have the one. United are in big trouble, mind you, because they've got Champions League last round of 16 against Atletico Madrid. If they get through that, they're in the quarters. They've also got Brighton and Brentford to fit in whilst playing the 19 Premier League games for the second half of the season. And then you've also got the FA Cup, to which they're playing Villa. If they get past Villa, obviously they get another game at the end of January. And then, I think that one is midweek, if I'm correct, or that could be the weekend. Round 5 is midweek, which means that's midweek in February. So, what I'm saying is there is no physical room to move these fixtures around. Now, you could blame the Premier League. You could say, well, actually, is the League Cup really a necessity for Premier League clubs? You could argue no. You could argue no. I've always said, just kick the big teams out. I've always been an advocate of, if you're in Europe, just don't be in the Carabao Cup. In fact, I went a step further and said, you know what? If you're not if you're in the Premier League, you're just not in the Carabao Cup, because it is run by the Football League. So just get the Championship Leagues 1 and 2 to play for it. If it bothers these Premier League clubs so much, just do that. Just don't even have to remove the EFL Cup. You could just say, actually, if you're in the Premier League, you're not doing it, and that way they can't moan them, because then they've got the 3 weekdays at the start of the season. I have a couple in January and February to play, have more breaks or whatever. Like, do that. I mean, you don't play a full strength side in the first 3-4 rounds of the Carabao Cup anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. So do that. And just do that. Just literally just don't play in it. Just don't play in it. It's no biggie. It's no biggie. Like, of course, prize money in the League Cup is a pittance anyway. It's nothing. Right? It is just absolutely nothing. It's a joke. I think the bigger issue, and I think that this is where this sort of leads to, the bigger issue is FIFA and UEFA. So what have we got? We've got another European tournament. So we've got the Europa Nations League. Not Nations League, Conference League. Was that really a necessity in the middle of a pandemic? No, not really. Did we really need to this year unveil the brand new Conference League? No, I don't think we did. It was nowhere near a necessity. If I'm looking at my list of things we need to get done in football, making sure that we can try and get the season done in the most normal and not quickest, but so we don't have fixture log, that would have been priority 1. Not unveiling a brand new tournament. So UEFA have got to take a lot of blame now. UEFA can also take blame in the Nations League. We didn't need that. No one asked it. No one wanted it. So why the fuck have we got another one? Why have we got Nations League? Who watches Nations League? Not many. Certainly not a World Cup or Euros, right? Just had the Euros. We've just had literally the Euros, right? That is our European tournament. right? Just like America, the South America as Copa America, just like the Africa has the African Cup of Nations, which might not even happen, but I think it might. So we've already got these European tournaments and these sort of continental tournaments for each continent. So why did we need the Nations League? We didn't, right? No one asked for it. No one wanted it. Players didn't want it. So that's problem number one. I think Thibaut Courtois, made the point in an interview after playing Nations League. It wasn't asked for. No one wanted it. So that's issue number 2 of UEFA. So UEFA fucked up twice. Didn't need the Conference League. Don't need the Nations League. That gives players adequate rest time in the summer. Right? Because instead of having to faff around with the Nations League or having an international break with Nations League in it, which apparently a Nations League was brought into, was it to stop needless friendlies, or we could just stop playing them all at all? Like we could just stop playing these pointless games. Nations League or friendlies, for me, they're exactly the same thing. They're worthless crap that no one watches. We could just stop that. Give the players a break then. Right? Give the players, when I think Nations League, don't the Nations League, I think I swear I've seen them play much time. Can we not, maybe give them a 2-week rest in March? Has that not ever come across anyone's mindset? No. So that's my issue with UEFA. And then if we talk about FIFA, if we talk about fucking FIFA, what are we talking about with FIFA? Well, with FIFA, I mean, they're just corrupt as it is. I think that's well documented by almost everyone with half a brain. FIFA, and the reason I'm saying I'm sort of gunning for FIFA as well, is because why the fuck are we holding a World Cup in winter? Because this is what's causing a lot of issues. Not all of them, but it's causing a lot of issues, right? The fact that we're having to the break between the end of this season and the start of next season is a joke. I mean, I think we're going to have to start the season a little earlier just to try and get all the fixtures up and done until November, because don't forget the players go away to their nation squads in November, right? So we have to try to fit our season that's already it's already quite, chock-a-block. We're going to have to try and fit that into what, 2 less months? So we're going to have to start earlier. So this season cannot be extended. And I think that was made perfectly clear to all of the owners. This season cannot be extended in any way, shape or form. It just cannot, because we've got to start the season next season earlier to try and fit a few more games in before the World Cup. So, and I think that was made very clear to these owners that this season cannot and will not be extended because you physically can. If the players want a break, which they're more than entitled to, and they need that recovery, they need that time away from playing football, then we're going to need to give them at least 3-4 weeks off. Well, if we do that, they have to have June off, right? So, we finish sort of mid-May. So you sort of go from mid-May until mid-June. Don't forget, some clubs and teams might make it to the Europa League final or the Champions League final, which means they'll probably need an extra 2 weeks off. So you got that issue alone. So I'm just going to pick out 2 teams. Let's just say Liverpool, Man City make it to the Champions League final and West Ham make it to Europa League final, right? That means West Ham, Liverpool and Man City are all going to have to take the whole of June off. The players are going to have the whole of June off. Some teams will be able to take from mid-May until mid-June and then come back in mid-June, maybe just a week before July, and then have 5-week pre-season if we're starting the season bang on August. I expect that there should be no Community Shield. If there is, I'll think that's a complete bullshit, and the FA really needs to sort that out. I know the Community Shield is really for charity. A lot of money gets raised for charity. The FA just pay the charity yourself for 1 year. the Community Shield cannot happen. We just do not have the room. So, you know, that gives everyone, if we start the season bang on the start of August, that gives everyone the chance of having a month's pre-season. Some will have 5 weeks, some will have a month. You know, whilst that's not ideal, it is what it is. So that's that way. Then what we're looking at next year, we're probably going to have to look at no EFL trophy. I'd be shocked if they still actually have the League Cup on. I think they are going to. I'll still be shocked though, because why? We haven't got the time. We haven't got the space. Because after the World Cup in 2022, we've also going to then have the Nations League. I think we're going to play Nations League in the summer. And then also, and this is what I mean, the season will probably get extended, obviously, because you're not really able to fit it all in. I think the teams will probably end up playing back, mid-January? So you've got mid-January until we actually complete the season, which then could have a sort of roll-on effect to the next one in 2023-24. That season cannot be extended because, hey, presto, you've got it. We've got the Euros again, this time in Germany. So where do we fit these games in? So what needs to happen is the Premier League, FIFA, UEFA, and every other, you know, league organisation needs to sit around the table and go, what the fuck are we doing? First of all, UEFA, take away the Nations League, take away the Conference League. Not needed, take them away, thank you and goodbye. FIFA, stop trying to hold a World Cup in the fucking winter because it gets you more money, you bunch of corrupt assholes. There you go, problem number 2 solved. Before anyone goes, but shouldn't every country have a chance of hosting the World Cup? Yes, in the summer, when it's always been. If you can't do that, then I'm sorry, you're not suitable, right? We've had the World Cup in Brazil. We've had the World Cup in Africa. We've had the World Cup in fucking England. We've had in 1966 and I think before then as well, or after then as well. We've had a World Cup in Germany. We've had a World Cup in fucking Russia. We've had a World Cup in Japan. Every single one of those were able to hold it in the summer. If you cannot hold the World Cup in the winter, in the summer, you are not a suitable country. I'm sorry, it's harsh. That's the way it goes. I mean, it's not harsh, though, if you find out how Qatar has built these stadiums and the whole human rights around that, and I'm not prepared to get involved in them because, you know, go research it and you'll have your own opinion. I have my own opinion, but I'm not about to influence my opinion onto you guys. So, you know, these are just some of the simple ways that we can look after players, right? Give them the more adequate breaks during the summer. Give them a little break during March. We could even, you know, dare I say, even take maybe one of the international breaks out of October or November. Give the players a week off then, right? There is a way to look after these players and still maintain all of our fixtures. It just means removing some of those international fixtures that just nobody really cares about. Right? No one really cares about it. Chuck and make it. I don't know. I don't really care. Work it out. Right? I'm sure the international UEFA, AFCON, whoever runs the South American football, they can all come up with some sort of plan that will enable us to look after these players, give them more of a rest, and also to maintain the full calendars of almost every team. Right? That can be done. So for me, I don't think we should remove anything. I don't think we as a country, and I don't think other countries should either. I don't think the Bundesliga or La Liga or the Premier League or any other league out there should have to deal with this or to remove things. What I think we should do is I think we should remove some of the international tournaments because that's ultimately what I think we need to do. Kelleher, best player in the world, says DC. Thinking of a team I should support in the World Cup. England is available. What I'll do, it's not really been so successful in recent streams. I will just chuck the link in the chat if anyone wants to come on. I'll just stay around for a few minutes, just see if anyone does that. Not a lot of people have called in, especially morning shows. Everyone's normally either watching it still in bed or what. So, you know, I'm not expecting, as I say, if anyone to really do that. But if you want to come on and have your say, feel free to press the link and do that. Not a problem. But ultimately, as I said, there are ways to fix this. There are ways to make, players safer. There's ways to look after the players without having to worry about the Christmas period, worry about the Premier League or the EFL Cup or the FA Cup or any of these sorts of cups. There are ways around this. Mainly, get rid of pointless internationals like the Nations League. Like, that really is one of the most pointless ones in the world. What's the point of our Nations League? You get free qualification for the Euros. It's pointless. It's annoying. But Tyler is here. Big up, Tyler. How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Just a bit tired. What about you?
I'm all good. I've just had a lovely rant about FIFA and UEFA, and I always love doing that. I genuinely do. It brings me enjoyment and fulfillment in life. But what's your thoughts on sort of what we've spoken about? I mean, I think everyone agrees with Henderson. The players need looking after. But I think that the thing everyone's struggling with is how do we do this? And what's your opinion? How do you think we should be looking after these players?
Yeah, as you say, it's a tough one because obviously, COVID and all that. But what I do think is, like beforehand, I can see what they mean because you saw it a lot. I know that was also sort of COVID as well, where we played a lot of games again last season.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's a bit hard, as you said, at the moment because obviously, teams have already had games postponed. When are you going to get them in, etc. So I don't know. It's tough. It does need to be looked at more in the future, I feel. But right now, I don't know. That's not. I don't really like to say it like this, but it is sort of how it is. It's not the main priority, as bad as that sounds. But
well, there are ways we can look at it now. We could have put that pointless Conference League in the bin for starters.
Yeah.
We could have put the pointless Nations League in the bin as well. We could just put some of these tournaments that UEFA just make to make lots of money. And look, when we were talking about the Super League, everyone was like, "Oh no, you're siding with UEFA." I fucking am not. I just picked UEFA over the Glazers, FSG, and the Quonkays. Can you really blame me for that one? Can you?
No,
honestly,
I don't blame you at
have
all,
you seen
mate.
the state of? Have you seen the state of these owners? I picked UEFA corrupt over them corrupt.
Yeah, that is how bad it is.
I had one bowl of corruption cereal followed by another bowl of corruption cereal, and you guys asked me to pick which bowl of corruption cereal I would like to have. And guess what? I picked the one that I felt was less bad. Because also, when the fuck do owners become the regulators of a league? I'm sorry, no. Does that mean UEFA needs reform? Absolutely. UEFA needs a shit ton of reform. I mean, do you feel that we'd be in a better position if we were just to put the Nations League in the bin and then use that time for rest, recuperation, or whatever they want to do? Like Southgate will be like, but I need time with my players. Southgate, you pick the same 11 every single time. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. You have your favourites and you always pick them. But
Gareth, just play Football Manager and see what the team cohesion does.
But yeah, going to the Conference League, like I don't agree with them adding it in this season. But I think it's good, not for like Liverpool and that obviously, but I think it's good for like the smaller European teams. Like I think it's a good idea for them, they get to experience being in Europe and that. But yeah, it is the wrong time to do it. The World Cup, the reason they are doing it in the winter is because, how hot it usually is in the summer there, but they shouldn't be doing it there. People have, like, I don't want to get into it too much, like you didn't want to earlier, but, stuff's happened through people making them stadiums. Like, it's sort of, I don't know. It just, for me, it shouldn't be where it is because
the thing
where
is
it? Like the Middle East as well. Like,
it's in Qatar. We've held World Cups in England, Japan, Russia, Brazil, Germany, Africa. Every single one of them was able to hold it in the summer. Yes, it got quite hot in Brazil,
and that's what it's known for. the summer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
and
what.
admittedly, in Brazil, it got a little hot and you had to have a drinks break, but the players sort of got over that and we were able to continue. And the players sort of were like, well, it's not great, but we get a drinks break, so it's all good. I think that's fine, right? But the fact that you cannot physically hold it in the summer, I'm sorry, but if I was to say, right, so here's a good example. So Manchester United are hiring a new director of football. I put my name in there, and they say, "What can you offer? Have you got any experience, or have you got any, the facilities that you'd need to do this?" And I go, "No, you'd need to change all of your systems and all of your stuff to, I don't know, Google." When they use God knows what, a very high, they'll probably laugh at me and then chuck me out. Like that. I mean, what? How is this even possible? How? And I know how, so I don't really need the stupid answer on how have FIFA allowed this to happen. Money.
Money talks.
Yeah, money talks. But ultimately, we shouldn't be holding a World Cup in a country that can't hold it in the fucking summer. But I'm sorry. And again, as we say, we don't want to get too political, but I mean, come on, guys. Just go look up Qatar building stadiums.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be one of the first.
Put that and it'll tell you.
I'm sure it'll be one of the first things on the thing. So I mean, we've got that as well, but I don't think FIFA have ever cared too much about these sorts of issues. But moving forward, who do you think Liverpool should go for? Because I don't want to blame Liverpool, but they are sort of like the club that moans the most about this. Who do you think they should go for? Do you think it should be the Premier League, or do you think they should try and pick a fight with UEFA, which would be quite hilarious?
I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one for me because, I don't know. UEFA. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think I'll be able to really answer that. We've been sort of going at not the people who actually decide all the fixtures and that, but half the people in the Prem we've gone for anyway. So I don't know. I don't know, mate. It's one of them. They also don't help with the World Cup in the winter because that's making people rush, fixtures and get on with them, and it's just.
Well, yeah, because you're taking 2 months out of the fucking season.
Exactly.
You're taking the whole of November and December out. FYI, that's our busiest time. So somehow you've got to fit all of them games in either August to the end of October or January until the end of May. I mean, what? And then we can't really extend it because the players need their break so that they can be rested and recovered, ready for next season. Because, hey, presto, we have our Euros on. And you can't really extend into the fucking Euros. Could you imagine? Manchester United are going, boys, we've still got to play Burnley and Newcastle whilst England are playing Spain. Well, I'm sorry. Hey, presto, make a decision. Quick. What are we doing? Like, how is... So there is no real time until... And I think someone said that this has a roll-on effect. I can't remember who said it, but it's true, right? From sort of lockdown, which was last year, wasn't it? So it was 2020. From us, not postponing, but suspending the season and then, extending it and all of that. That has had a roll-on effect all the way until the end of 2024. The end of the 2024 season. Then... by some hopeful miracle, things should start to, especially in the football scale, start to, be a little bit normal. Although UEFA will probably plan another tournament called the Give Us More Money, You Fucking Cunt tournament. Or God knows whatever they're going to do. I don't know, maybe expect Fergie to start juggling fireworks or God knows what. They'll probably be thinking, what gets us money? We need money. This isn't enough. Sort of thing. So, I mean, hopefully by 2024, we should see some sort of normality. That's still 2.5 years away, guys. We're still waiting 2.5 years until hopefully the 24-25 season should go back to how football was and how we've done it and with no issues. But as I said, by that point, there'll probably be about 5 new tournaments from UEFA and the World Cup every 2 years. I mean, actually, we'll chuck the UEFA, we'll chuck the World Cup every 2 years. What a load of bollocks. Really? We have had issues with players and them mentioning welfare and all of this, and you want them to play the World Cup every 2 years? Are you on crack?
Yeah,
Are you on coke?
And you won't have the. Obviously, you still have the hype because it's the World Cup, but it won't be as much as it was because, that's what people liked about it. How it was every 4 years, and you had something to look forward to. Every 2 years, you could be like, oh yes, it's this again. Obviously, it'd be because it's a big trophy, but
it's not like you haven't got any football every 2 years. You've got the fucking Euros every 4 years, the World Cup every 4 years. So every 2 years in the summer, you have a tournament. If you had a tournament every single summer, we could be like, brilliant, Southgate ball again. If you make the World Cup every 2 years and we've still got Southgate, suicide rates are going to go up. Like, genuinely, we're going to need to sort this out. Like, you can't do it. You cannot do that. I mean, firstly, the players need a break. Right? And of course, I love football. I love watching football. Give me as much football as you can. But not to sacrificing the players, because ultimately they're the ones that we want to see. They're the ones we love. They're the ones that we want to see fighting on the field every single day. But we also want them to be looked after, cared for, and dealt with in the most possible best outcome for everyone. I understand we've got a lot of games. I understand we need to get them in. But we cannot and will not let this jeopardize players. I think fans need to sort of speak up a bit more. It's why I've been quite passionate about this. The fact that, look at what we did when it came to Super League. All we did was fucking go mad, get Neville and Carragher on side, and we were sorted. The owners ran away shitting themselves and locked themselves into their, expensive mansions in America and was like, oh, no, if I want to go back to that club again, they might kill us. United, the Glazers were like, they've just broken into Old Trafford. Excellent, put barriers up. You had FSG apologising, going, please don't hurt me. I really, really do like you guys.
That apology video is absolute joke. I swear, you could see through his glasses, he had like a essay that it looked like he wrote. I swear down.
I don't mind him writing it up. I don't mind that because doing it off the ball for him probably would have been even more catastrophic than writing a script. The yellow daffodils in the back because apparently yellow is a calming one or something. I thought that was quite shitty of him. But the Cronkays are like, we'll give you more power to the Arsenal, woohoo! Like they all went running. They all went running scared, and literally Chelsea and City were like, after a day, yeah, we're out. We apologise. Don't hurt us. And Spurs were like, oh, how were Spurs even included?
That's what I was literally about to say. How were they even in there?
Watch Wenger say he wants a World Cup every 6 months. I'm pissed off at this cunt. Not Hashtag. I like Hashtag, but yeah, Wenger. I despise Wenger. I despise the fact that he's become the mouthpiece of FIFA. Like, I'm sorry. No, do one. Like, why in God's green earth we like the World Cup every 4 years because, as you said, it gives us that something to look forward to. It's not so often that we get bored of it, but the hype is still there. The sort of patriotism is still there.
That's also why it's so special.
Yeah, and don't forget, United and Liverpool fans can't really join forces together that too often because they'll start to hate each other. Like they have a hate-hate relationship. They don't really like each other. So making them support England every 2 years could be quite detrimental to both of their mental healths. Imagine Thailand to be nice to Kenny again. Like,
but that is to the Liverpool fans that support England because a lot of them don't, do they? And I actually found out the proper reasoning and stuff, and it is, it is fair enough, to be honest.
What is the proper reason?
So basically, it's not really more to do with the football. It's more to do with the actual country. So there was times where they just would like forget about Liverpool as a whole, like just as a town, city,
If you're on about if
the
you're on
government,
about,
basically.
well, I was just about to say, if you're on about the government, they don't even know where Plymouth is on the map. They probably think we're in, they probably think we're in
This is a
South
while
Europe.
back. This was like quite, I don't know when it was, but it was quite a while back. I found out the story. So,
I mean, I think I'm pretty sure Boris thinks we're in France because how far we are down in the UK. Probably thinks we're in the north of fucking France or something. He's probably about to put a border there. He's like, nah, they're French. Yes, because we all wave baguettes in Plymouth. But I mean, in all seriousness, that's a pretty pathetic reason not to support the English national team. Because to be frankly honest, the government have forgotten where we are, and we still support them patriotically. But look,
I mean, there's more
to
to it. There's more to it, but I
you don't have to.
I can't remember it exactly.
You don't have to like England, but I will start launching baguettes at Anfield if you'd like to become French. Hashtag says money talks over football. Well, yeah, we always knew money talks, and that's ultimately the major issue.
It's been like that for years.
Yeah,
Ever since the Premier League was called the Premier League.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't want to blame everything on the Premier League, but we probably should say that. Well, not that it was fine before the Premier League, but the Premier League were like the cash cow. They were like, oh, we've made lots of money, and UEFA and FIFA were probably looking like, ooh, that looks sexy. Look at all of that money. He's bathing in money. I want to bathe in money. How do we do this? Make lots of money. Corruption at its finest. And ultimately, it's a joke. It really is a joke. But fans, just for me, we need to speak up more. I don't know if getting podcasters to speak up like Goldbridge would do anything really. I mean, he's moaned about the Glazers for God knows how long, and they're still in charge. So I don't know how much of a voice he actually has in terms of making real change. But I do think that more fans need to start speaking up. We need to really go in on UEFA and FIFA and demand that these players get looked after. I mean, ultimately, that is the problem, that we need to look after these players, and if they're not going to listen, we need to force them to listen. Russ says, right, Baldy, big up Russell. Cop is back. He says, I was knocked out. What, by your keyboard? By a melon? like Leicester?
Punch yourself in the face?
Yeah, did you knock yourself out? Like, how did you do that? Thoughts on the away goal wall? Well, they've removed that, haven't they? Which I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, look, the away goal wall has always been the away goal wall. I suppose for the idiots that don't like doing mathematics like myself, you're probably quite thankful, because there's nothing worse than sitting in the middle of the game going, so United need to score, all right, so PSG scored that many goals at Old Trafford, so United, and fucking having to do basic algebra, basically doing algebra during halfway through a Champions League quarter final. Like, yeah, so there are positives to it. The lack of mental gymnastics you're gonna have to do during a game is going to be amazing. Does it really matter too much? No, I can't imagine so. Just the I don't know if you should go through because you scored more goals away. I don't know. I don't think you should. I think, if you win the overall tie 3-2, but you've only scored one goal away, but you won, 1-0 at their place and they scored 2 at your place. How does that mean that they're better than you? Like, for me, I'd probably go and talk about. Yeah, I probably agree. Scrapping it's probably the right thing, because it will mean that the better team just goes through, won't it?
Yeah. No, I wasn't a big fan of it. It was just, when you just saw teams go through on away goals, a bit like when Tottenham and actually got to the final. It was just a bit annoying. Like,
yeah,
it was a good comeback in like both of them, but it's just it was a bit annoying.
Yeah, I mean, didn't they go through on away goals at the Etihad as well?
Yeah.
talking of the Etihad, that is our Christmas one. But it's
Yeah.
look, the away goal rule has caused a lot of interesting moments in football, but yeah, look, ultimately, am I about to cry over a coffee that I'm not going to get the away goal rule this year? No, I'm probably not. Lancy says Skinhead Nile is back. Elite content time. Thank you, Lancy. Thank you. Cop says I don't know. I can't remember. Okay, Cop. Just look after yourself. Try not to get hit by a bus. And also, and Cop, for your benefit, take away the sharp knives and don't touch anything hot. Probably be the best thing for you. In fact, don't. Your parents shouldn't let you stay at home on your own. Brexit Nile is indeed here. Henderson should go work 40 hours in a factory, then complain about player welfare. Well, no, look, they're incomparable. These elite athletes, they're training every day. They barely get any time with their family. They've got to play a game every 2 days or 3 days. It is difficult. So I think the comparisons are incomparable, but I do hear why people go for that one. Russ says, I don't like seeing teams go through on away goals. If you've drawn over 2 legs, then you've drawn over 2 legs. Yeah. Obviously, you got if it ends 4-4, but you score two goals at their place. Well, no, if you scored 2 goals and conceded 1 at their place, but you only lost 1-0 at your place, like how the hell do you go through as the better team? So I will agree with that. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. I am going to like the fact that if you have to win the game over 2 legs to go through, ultimately that means the better team's gone through. Whether that means you have to go through extra time and penalties, that means you have to go through extra time and penalties. You know, that's simply just at least then the better team has gone through. In 10 years' time, what do you think the minimum wage should be for a Prem player? Lancy says £13 per hour, adjusting for inflation. Look, I think minimum wage. Look, you can't do minimum wage. I think we should have maximum wage. I do think we should have maximum wage of. Do you know what? I'll be nice. Lancy's about to flip his lid. I'd say maximum wage you should be able to get is 300 grand a week. That for me, you know, more than enough. In fact, that's way more than just enough.
That is a lot. That is a lot.
But I'm taking into account, you know, players like Ronaldo and Messi were genuinely one of the best in the world and all that. And look, there's a lot of money in football, so you know, that's just the way it is, has always been. But I would say 300 grand a week as a maximum one. 500k for a player like Fred. Fred's actually not a bad player. I think he gets a lot of hate because he's from Macclesfield. Sounds fair to me, Lancy. Yeah, he's actually sort of he's working as in a Brazilian.
Ever since the Chelsea game, I think he's been pretty good, to be fair.
I'm pretty sure ever since Ollie got sacked, he decided to work better. Basically. Coincidence? I think not. Do you think we'll ever see a salary cap in the Premier League? I think we should. I think there should be a salary cap. I've just gone in on FIFA for about an hour, so I'm going to big up FIFA. They have finally brought in the cap for agents, haven't they? They can only get 10% of the overall deal now. So I think, you know, for people like Mino Raiola, who's probably going to be moving his players around every fucking 2 years now, it's probably a good thing that the fact that you are going to get the salary cap. Oh, I think the salary cap should happen. Salary cap won't work unless it's global. Well, yeah, I think a global salary cap. I think it has to be implemented by FIFA. Cop says he can't join the Discord server. It says invite invalid. I don't know. I think it's still working. I mean, Kenny was on it last night. He was playing. I don't know what he was doing. He was talking in the general chat. Yeah, I think it's still working. So yeah, USA above Germany in world rankings. What the fuck? It's actually true. That's mad. That is incredible.
The
No idea.
rankings are, oh my god, I don't understand them, really don't.
They are a joke. Yeah, I don't really know what's up. Cop, message Kenny on Instagram. Kenny's the one who's been doing the Discord, so I know absolutely fucking nothing about Discord. Kenny has been the one who's been organizing that, so what you ought to do is probably message Kenny and he'll sort out the issue there. Do you think the Prem will ever die down? No. There's too much money in it. There's too much money. You've got the best players in the world. I think it's got to hit a peak at some point. Do I think it's already peaked? No, I don't think it has. You know, the Premier League has always found a way to be successful and be made more. So yeah, it's too much money. Too much money, in my opinion. Insta has been disabled. What? What, by you or just by Instagram?
Oh, I think it means his Instagram, because he told me that as well.
All right. Well, I'll message Kenny and I don't know. I've no idea. I don't know. Make an Instagram and message Kenny and be like, yo, bro, what's happened? Russ says, why would it die down? Too much money involved. Yes, there's just far too much money. It's not like, you know, these are shocking. USA are behind Germany. That's still incredible. So first to Brazil are first? Oh, don't believe that. Belgium second. How the hell is Belgium second?
If that's look who's third as well. What?
Spain.
Nah, I don't know.
Their biggest achievement was getting to a semi-final. France are fourth. Okay. Italy fifth.
Don't get me wrong.
Portugal
Spain actually
sixth.
surprised me in the Euros, but it shouldn't be that high. If that is the
Where the fuck are England in seventh? Of course. So
Amazing.
we're behind Belgium, Spain, France, and Portugal, and we finished above all of them in the Euros. And we finished in the So hold on. You're telling me we finished in a World Cup semi-final, a Euros final. I think we got to a Nations League semi-final as well, and we're seventh. These rankings
doesn't make sense. And if Brazil are, that doesn't make no sense.
What have they achieved? What? How are they?
That's
top?
what I'm thinking. Recent years, they lost in the final with the Copa America.
Yeah. I mean, where did they come in the World Cup?
Don't know. World Cup was it's quite a while away. I can't even remember now.
Did they even get to a World Cup?
Not sure.
Probably knocked out in the quarters or something because we played Russia, didn't we? No, we played we played Croatia.
Croatia, yeah, that's the one.
And then France played. Who the fuck did France play?
France. Don't know. Who did they play?
Look at the link. Gangster cop in the chat. What link? There is no link.
Oh,
Belgium versus France.
I'm trying to think.
Oh, it was Belgium, France.
Ah, right. And then obviously the final was 4-2, wasn't it? To France.
Yeah, France, Croatia, wasn't it? Less said about that, the better.
Yeah,
Southgate,
exactly.
you a tosser. Let's
move.
Euros final, Southgate, you a tosser. There's a symbol here. Southgate is just Ollie. We'll start cooking once we get rid of that clown. It frustrates me.
Mate, you're not the only one.
It just makes me have just lots of anger issues because I look at all of the players that England have got and I'm like,
exactly.
How the fuck?
We should be winning a trophy of that team.
How we didn't win the Euros? It's at Wembley. Like what
every
thing?
game we played at home except
barring one. We had to play.
Yeah.
It must have been that game against Ukraine, wasn't it? It was a game against Ukraine that really cost Southgate really that travelling took out the players. It really took them. It
Oh,
took
yeah.
it out of the players. All that travelling to face Ukraine. Not even it was in Ukraine, was it? It was in. Was it in Spain? Spain or Italy? Germany, I think. Actually, was it in Germany? I don't know. I know it was
Might have been.
in.
I think it was in Italy. I think.
Oh, it could have been actually. It could have been. I know it was
It
in
looked
one
like
of the.
Napoli ground or something like that.
Yeah, I know it was in one of the three. I know it was in Spain, Germany, Italy. I know it was in
Yeah, there
around
you
that
go. It was
area.
in Rome. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that
Rome.
was it.
Well, there you go then. So you didn't fucking have to travel too far, did you?
No.
So yeah. What do you think the best Prem game this season for? I think it's the Liverpool City one. That was a good one, but not really. It was a game of chess, really.
Remember doing a watch on my mate who's a City fan for that.
Best game. That's a good question.
Liverpool Spurs is up there, I'd say.
West Ham Chelsea.
Yeah,
That was
a good game.
For me. That was the best game. It was so tight, so close. Yeah, I'm saying West Ham Chelsea. That was just such a good game. I obviously you had the ending as well. The ending. I would say West Ham Chelsea. That's my one. I thought Liverpool City was a game of chess.
Yeah,
City
that was. Definitely.
City camped in their half for 15 minutes. Then they started attacking Liverpool, to which they camped in their 6-yard box, and then yeah, it was a madness. We played all games in London except Rome. Still didn't win it. I mean, it is what it is. But we are going to wrap it up there. I'll be back at 5, talking either about. It will either be another one of these like stories, or it'll be transfers. Not sure just yet. Oh, Kenny. Kenny says, I'm so bloody tired. Kenny, you need to talk to Cop. Because he can't get onto Discord server. Cop says, no, I'm legit joining. Oh, there's Cop. Cop's actually joined. He's going to type in the private chat. He never... Oh, yeah. Oh, the power rank. I don't care about the rankings. The rankings are a joke. But yeah, Kenny, Cop says he can't get on the Discord, or he can't join the Discord. So, yeah, you need to... I don't know. Cop might have to create an Instagram and message you directly, or create a Twitter and speak to him there. Now my thing's going slowly. Oh, that was nice, but not again. I've received abuse from Twitter and Insta. Yeah, but if you only create an account to message Kenny on getting the Discord working again, then problems should be solved, shouldn't it? Bruh. What do you want me to do, Cop? I don't know if Kenny has TikTok. No, you need to create a new invite link and change the one in the description, I think. How the fuck do I do that? Kenny, are you on cocaine or something? Oh, is it invite members? Oh, well. Oh, set this link to never expire. Oh, okay. Share link. Oh no. All right. Create link. I think I've done it and copy link forever. I think I've just done it. Boom, 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 boom. Cop, this should work. Try that now. I'll put it in the chat. The actual chat. Tic tac. There you go. I think I've done it. Let me Crop get. He's not banned. I've just checked. Excellent, Kenny. Guys, this is sort of admin stuff. So why has he got a picture of Tic Tacs as his profile picture? He just likes the fresh mints, to be fair. But yeah, Cop, try the link in the chat. Is that working? It works. Excellent. There you go. Problem solved. But yeah, we are going to wrap it up there. I'll be back at 5 p.m. Talking, as I say, about either United, because there's been a bit of news about the club, actually, or some transfers. We'll see. But back at 5. Before you do go, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. We may have the Liverpool show tonight. I'm not 100% sure. So we will certainly see about that. But yes, probably try and get that back in the new year, actually. Need to speak to some people over that time as well. But yes, make sure you do that. Check our socials out. Twitter, Let's Talk EPL. Instagram, Let's Talk EPL _. And on TikTok at Let's Talk Premier League. Tyler, mate, where can they find you?
As you can see in the bottom left, T-Boys TV, that's my YouTube channel. And then if you go onto that, you'll see on the recent stream I did, you'll see all the other links to my other socials and that. And yeah, tonight I will be doing a stream on my channel. If any of you are into EFL, obviously I know Niall was. I'll do a Luton show and I'll do it with my dad. I think we've done 15 episodes now. Well, this will be the 15th. So yeah, we're just going to be previewing the Bristol City game. So yeah, if any of you are interested, and feel free to be in the chat.
Bristol City, what a dead club.
Yeah, trust me.
Cop says his Insta is Cop Edits. YouTube is anonymous, although Insta is dead. There you go. If you wanna follow Cop. Also at the start we played some music. The new stuff. I spent 2.5 hours yesterday trying to find some decent tunes for the music. I finally.
Is it the one you sent me?
It's multiple. That one is included, okay. But there's a few good ones. I'll show you the first one after because it's right at the start, so it's buzzing.
Cool.
Yeah. Kenny says Luton 3, Bristol City 0. This isn't quite the Luton show, but I'm sure Tyler appreciates that. And make sure you're in his chat. What time is it?
I'm either going to do it at 6 or 5:30. Not too sure yet.
There you go, guys. So make sure the best way to do it is subscribe to his channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss when he goes live.
I'll schedule it soon. I'll get it sorted. I'm actually going to ring my dad very soon, so we'll discuss it there.
Yeah, 100%. Tic Tac is brilliant, better than some drugs, says Cop. I mean, kids don't do drugs. But yeah, on that note, guys, thanks for watching and peace out.
Peace.